You know what's funny? These motherfuckers create all this goddamn hate, and then they think they can control it. They think they have people logistically implanted and put in places. I'm always gonna go off the script of what they've done, okay? That they can control the rage and anger that they've created. That they can focus in any direction. Now, with the majority of you, they can. I don't have hate. I don't move on it. It's worthless. It's meaningless. There's nothing there. Now, someone say, okay, what is that? Divinity? Is that focus? Look, whatever you want to call it. All right, but this right here, listen to this brother, and there's this even Dr. What's her name? Dr. Mumbi. There's a plethora. My old buddy who's back in South Africa, who served with me in the military. My brothers from Morocco. All right, a couple of Ethiopian brothers from New York and in the military who I served with. Be like real quick to tell y'all, if y'all don't stop this is your land. They would tell you to your face. This is your land. You need to act accordingly. You need to get with the program. But you have a lot of traitors in your midst who are from your land. And some from other places who are just cowardly. Now, I've had a plethora of individuals from around the world say this. And another thing, they're literally watching you. They're watching the traitors. But they're watching you because they know what you're capable of. They're watching the traders, and they have no respect for them. And they're just, the traders are just full with all kind of fictional pleasures. Some of them are not like you, regardless. And I mean literally. When I mean literally, yeah, you can Harry Potter that if you want. But anyway, I just want y'all to have a look at this. You know, they tried that thing with reused content. I actually went and looked. Some of those videos they tried to claim, I was the first one to use it. So it wasn't reused. It wasn't even reshared. Went on Facebook, all these places. I just look at how they're so bothered. And this is what I'm alluding to. The reality is, even when you say certain things and what they're watching, they want to go ahead and add music. Now, if you're not really talking about that much, they don't mess with it. This is how literally dumb they are. There's no specificalities. They just are. And y'all keep making them believe. No, fuck believe. They are in control of the majority of you. You're ignorant. Y'all are ignorant. You don't know nothing. I'm not saying to be mean because I don't even know what mean is. Sometimes you got to hear what you got to hear. But they believe they can control. Get y'all all enraged, running around all this fake stuff and some real things, but you missing the target. And then they can communicate. They can sit there and they can communicate with you with lights and frequencies to act a certain way. So some of you, I guess they are in control of, I guess. I don't know. But the majority of you, man, are so lost, bro. It's like, it's like, whoa, man, like really, really pay, like see it for what it is, man. They believe they can make you that way and they can control it, or the narrative that comes from you. Man, we can't control shit here. So y'all better get up. But grown-ass folks on platforms ran by narcissistic, weird, fruity, whatever the fucks, right? Believing that they control you as if it's beneficial when the world is doing more and y'all continue to do less and you should be doing more instead of the less. Because the majority of what y'all do, right? It's drama and stress. You create more stress for yourselves. Y'all not freeing yourselves up or anything. Y'all are just dudes, dudettes, whatever. Like, come on. And yes, Roland Martin, that's a zesty nigga, for real. Anyway, I don't even want to give no energy to that. I used to comment on this, he wouldn't say nothing because I'm an alpha. Get out there stepping with dudes behind, nut to butt. Like, come on, man. So what, he's married. What did Reagan say about all them homosexuals and Nixon? What did Nixon say about married men and your fake politicians, your fake leaders, your puppet leaders? Well, as funny as the weakest individuals are controlling y'all. I can't believe this, man. So you get angry. You're afraid to say what you want to say on here. Do you have to be up on here? Man, fuck these platforms, bro. For real. Check this video out.
What's up, Copper Colored family? Today I want to show y'all something very strange in a Native American book. As you can see, the title is My Native Land. And if we go here, you can see that this book is from an actual library. They put the stamp on it. And if we go here, you can see that this is the introduction page of the book, where it's telling you everything about it. Got the man's name right there, James Cox. And so again, we're going to go back here, and you can see my native land. Go back here to this. You can see that they coincide with each other. And so now we're going to move on to this next picture. If you look at the list of illustrations in this Native American book, if we go all the way down to page 233, look at what that says. The prettiest Chinese woman in America. Now, why would a Native American book be talking about a Chinese woman? Let's go to the next picture here. Here is this pretty Chinese woman who in this book is classified as an indigenous woman of America. So again, let's go back to title of this book, My Native Land. So if this woman is Chinese, then this book should be about China. But this book is not about China. Look at her again. This is a Chinese woman. To prove that she's a Chinese woman, let's go back again. Page 233. The prettiest Chinese woman in America. Moving along. Now we're going to look at this. I'm going to give y'all time to read this. You will see that the word China is highlighted. Take your time. It's talking about the Chinese voyages. And then it gets to this area here where it says another theory. And notice it's talking about a band. Band? Who calls themselves bands now? A lot of native tribes have bands. Okay, let's keep going. Band of Mongolians turned northward and came into America. Now, wait a minute. This is talking about crossing the Bering Straits. And the name of this book again, as you can see right here, My Native Land. And you can see it's talking about this woman being the prettiest Chinese woman in America. Here's a picture of this woman. Here is an enlarged photograph of this woman's face. And now it's talking about this woman being indigenous in this book, but it's also saying that they came from China over here through the Bering Straits. Make it make sense. Please explain to me why they are using the word Mongoloid, Mongolian, band, indigenous, and native in a book that is talking about a Chinese woman whose lineage today will call you a Wabo. They will call you a pretendian. They will tell you that you are from Africa. But this book talks about the original people that came over here in bands. We have many bands here in Florida. So again, this book is basically dry snitching on the people who call you Wabos and pretendians, because we know that's their favorite little slur that they like to call us. And they will tell you that you are ashamed of your heritage, your history, your culture. We're not ashamed of our culture because everybody steals from our culture. We have to keep reinventing things in our culture because y'all done stole everything and you take credit for everything. Why is a Native American book talking about how beautiful the Chinese women are and classifying the Chinese women as Native Americans and saying that they are indigenous, but contradicting themselves by claiming that they came over here from China through the Bering Straits in the same book? Now, here is a completely different book of mine called The Genesis of the American Indian. Why is it showing you Siberians? Why is it saying from Siberia? Why does the word Siberia keep popping up? Why is that? Do we know what Genesis means? It means the book of generations. This is the genesis of the American Indian after they declassified us as the American Indians. Please explain to me why it is saying Siberia. Why is it saying that these people are Siberians? And look at this. It's telling you that the baby is half white. So now I want y'all to check this out. In this same exact book, look at what it says. Because we know that a lot of Mexicans come on here claiming to be indigenous. Why is it separating the Mexican from the Indians? Notice it's using the word Indians now and not natives, but this book is about Native Americans. Look at this. While Mexicans and some tribes of Indians claim to have knowledge, and it's talking about the herbs and the medicines of the earth, we know who it's talking about. And we know that it's not talking about Mexicans, and we know that it's not talking about the Siberians. And to further bring it home, if these indigenous people have always been here in the Americas, check this out. Amongst nearly all the Indians of the Northwest, there is a flood story or legend, and there must be hundreds of Noahs of the storytellers. Now, what people do you know keep the Bible near and dear to their hearts? We know it's not the Native Americans. 95% of these Native Americans do not believe in the Bible. So why are they talking about Noah and the great flood and flood stories of the Bible? Why are they talking about that in this book? Why are they talking about that? When it says copper-colored people in the Webster's 1828 and 1829 dictionary, it says aboriginals or copper-colored people as the definition of the word American. Why is it when we look at the Native Americans in these books, they are not depicted as copper-colored? You can't say that this is a copper-colored race and not all of them are copper-colored. That don't make no sense, because this was prior to them being colonized and interbreeding with Europeans. Remember, this was the first European that allegedly laid eyes on them. And so he described the entire race as looking a certain way. So remember, when Columbus looked at them, he saw what he saw. He didn't say that they were various shades of red, various shades of brown. He didn't refer to them as black. He said the copper-colored people. And when we look at these images, let's just take a few looks here. Let's take a look at a few here. Why are they never depicted or described as copper-colored people? And we know that the Bible is not their book. The Bible was written by our Hebrew ancestors, and the average so-called Native American will tell you that they are not Hebrews. We know that we're the Hebrews. We know that we're God's chosen people. So explain to me how this book is separating natives from Mexicans from Indians. And why is it talking about the great flood that took place? Why is it mentioning the name Noah? That's not a Native American name. That's not a Mexican name. That's a copper-colored name. Ezekiel, Elijah, Isaac, Abraham, Moses, Noah. These are not Native American names. These are not Mexican names. We could go a step further and say Jesus. But when the Mexicans take that same name, they call it Jesus. They change it to Jesus, not Jesus. So here we have a book, their own book, separating Mexicans from natives and natives from the indigenous people known as American Indians. And we still have people from our own community trying to champion for these people and claim that they are the true indigenous people of this earth. They are showing you Chinese people in this Native American book. They in the book. This book is from the 1800s. We didn't write this book. We didn't take those pictures. We didn't do that. Remember, we were not allowed to read, write, teach, or educate during a period of time. So somebody took it upon themselves to write this book. We didn't write this book. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's breaking down that the Mexican is different than the Indian. But they want to sit here and tell you that they are indigenous. Y'all need to make your minds up, because the Siberians are claiming they were here first. Y'all claiming that y'all were here first. Y'all need to sit down and have that talk. Here again, it is breaking it down, and it is separating the Mexican from the Indians. Right here, the fortifications were kept up largely to afford protection against the raids from the Mexican pirates and the hostile Indians. It is not calling Mexicans Indians. I'll read it again. The fortifications were kept up largely to afford the protection against the raids from the Mexican pirates and the hostile Indians. Mexican pirates and hostile Indians. You are not indigenous. Neither one of you are indigenous to this land. Stop being pretendians. Stop being ashamed of your history. Stop denouncing who you truly are and where you come from. Embrace your Mongoloidism. Embrace your Chinese heritage. Embrace Asia. It is, in fact, your motherland.